So Roger, can I
Fantastic.
ask you a series of questions, Roger, and then
Of
we'll
course
talk
you
about
can.
your role?
Definitely.
Okay, okay, very good. So I'm going to start off with uh, you've been in the recruitment business for, although with you,
Nearly,
yeah, how many years you've been in the
I'd
recruitment?
say nearly 30 years, 28,
Oh,
29
wow,
years. Yeah.
wow.
And
So
I
you
first got
start,
in,
yeah, go on, you first, you first.
yeah,
Sorry.
first got into the industry as a resourcer,
Mm,
and that was working in the city for a company called Dart Resourcing, and then from
mm,
there I just
mm.
stayed in the industry because it's a very profitable industry to actually stay into.
Yes, yes.
Obviously, uh, times change, but you just
Mm.
stay with the markets as
How long have you had your own recruitment agency, Roger? Because we've worked together now for how many years? Is it
well. Probably
14 years?
at least 15, 16 years.
15,
So
16 years.
yeah,
Okay. So,
definitely.
how long have you had your own recruitment agency for,
I've
Roger?
recently set up, I'd say about 4 or 5 months.
4 or 5 months. Okay.
Yeah, and
So with your, yeah, how's that coming along? So with your first agency that you set up, Roger, that was
yep.
about 10, was it about 10 years
But
ago?
probably about 10 years ago that
10 years ago. Okay. And then
that was
you went,
a Lara recruitment, if you remember that.
yeah, Alara.
I was working
Yeah.
from home. I was placing recruitment consultants from home, and
Yeah.
I was making probably about probably 3 placements, 4 placements a month. That was back in the
Yeah.
day, so it was
Yeah.
very profitable from back then.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
recently set up a another business because I was my last company was a company down in Canary Wharf, but I decided to then sort of work for myself again because it's very profitable and you know you have you're your own boss.
Yes.
So practitioners, nursery managers.
Yeah.
So I place permanent nursery practitioners, nursery managers into companies, probably doing about 3, 4 months.
Yes.
Managers are about £50,000 a month, and so you're probably making at least between sort of 10 and 13,000 a month
Yeah.
consistently as well.
Yeah.
There,
So at
there is
one stage,
frustration.
well, yeah, you first, you
Yeah,
first.
there is frustrations, but you
Yeah.
just have to be, determined and set your mind, and things do work out in the end.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah. So, go on,
to
Roger.
speculate sometimes to accumulate as well.
Yeah.
But the industry is sort of beginning to pick back up again.
Yeah. So you had your own
Yeah,
agency, and then
yeah,
when you had your own agency, you were working with our. So I then had you working with our recruitment agency. You
that's
were
correct.
going out and setting up recruitment companies. But
Yeah,
so I do the. So I was people start the recruitment agency. We did They came into the office here.
yeah, we had the
They
meetings.
worked with
So
me.
we had the meetings. They come in and sort of sign up contractual side. The permanent, you worked on the permanent side. I worked on the contractual placements,
Yeah.
and they come in and you do discuss the industry, how profitable it was,
Yeah.
and then what had happened is we would then assist in the website and
Yeah.
the construction of the business.
Yes.
We'd sit down there, obviously, assist them how to make phone calls, how to speak to various candidates, how to speak to
Yes.
clients,
Yes.
and just basically sit down with them and give them information and sort of experience of how to sort of make their own money within the industry.
Yeah.
So that
So
was
you
really good, and I still get calls from people that I used to work with back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So you used to go to those clients, used to work with those clients. Won't mention
yes.
any names. You work with those clients, but that client in Canary Wharf, what was the maximum? Um, this was a South African client. Didn't want me to
Oh, I
go
think.
in there, but wanted you to go in there,
Oh
Roger.
yes, I remember the stuff. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, we
so that was
started
a
off
bit
from
of
scratch with that company.
yeah.
Yeah, that
And
was
what was
brilliant.
the maximum did you get? What was the maximum did you get it up to,
We've
Roger?
done, I'd say within about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, within 6 weeks, I think we made that, we turned that into a profitable company. We were probably billing around about 15 to 20,000 pounds a month for them.
Yeah. In
And that was
6 weeks.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
within 6 weeks. And that was hospitality clients as well.
Yes. Yeah.
So my
So
job
that
was to basically go in and bring in the business, do a bit of business development management, and then assist with the placement with getting the roles filled. So I'd
right.
go out and see clients and then I'd assist them.
Were they doing electrical and engineering as well, Roger?
They started off with M&E, so they did have some sort of engineering. Their original client was a construction client that they brought on board, and he
Yes,
then decided to, because he thought it was quite easy to make money because of that
yes,
client. And
yes,
then he bought a construction client on board, and then originally he was working in construction and engineering. But I sort of established the hospitality division for them with a
right.
client called UKME. I mean, it
Yes,
was billing
yes,
probably 17,000 to
yes.
20,000 a month for them. So,
Right.
and that was consistently for a good, probably 8, 9 months.
Right. You know, you mentioned UKME. You know what all the clients are going to be doing here, Roger. As soon as you mention UKME, they're putting down
Oh,
UKME.
they've got a belt. They've already sort of used a certain amount of, but they've got a PSL with various clients
Okay.
anyway. So
Okay. Yeah. So he's trying to put
I'm
everyone off
getting.
going contacting them. How much did that recruitment agency, Roger, did they get it up to, was it 19 million? Is that, was it that high or
I
was
think
it less than that?
yeah, I think they were billing over £1 million within, I'd say, within the first 9 months. We got it
Oh,
up to about
£5 million in 9 months.
up to a
But
million
you,
pounds.
yeah, okay. If you check their latest figures, I think they're about 17 million. But
I think
I,
they're
I,
now
I
70. Originally, when we first started off, it started off with nothing. And then within the first couple of months, we got up to a million. I think
yes.
they're now billing up to about 14 to 15 million, I
Oh,
think.
14 to 15 million.
Yeah,
It's still good. It's still good. And that's literally you going in there
that's
from
fantastic.
scratch, working with
Fantastic,
those clients.
especially from a
And
startup.
yeah, especially from a startup. All right, very
Especially from
good,
a
very good,
startup. Yeah. So
very
yeah,
good.
brilliant.
So
So my
although
job going forward, working with yourself, was to assist the clients who signed up, if they felt that they had sort of difficulties speaking to a candidate or speaking to
yes,
clients. My job was to make sure that they had an understanding of how to speak to clients, how to go out and win the business for themselves. So we
yeah,
left them sort of self-sufficient
yes, yeah, yeah. Well, may have been a
in a
bit,
way. So anything
it,
that was handled with regards to invoices or anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the only thing is, whilst you were doing that, helping my company,
Yeah.
and at the same time you were helping you're starting your own recruitment agency.
It gave me the experience and expertise to then go out on my own and
Right,
to do it
very
on my
good,
own, because I
very
wouldn't have
good.
done that before if I didn't, because I wouldn't have known anything of how to, build websites,
Yeah,
incorporate a company, and
yes,
then obviously speak to clients. Everything I knew from pretty much from Joe with
yeah,
regards to being self-sufficient,
yeah,
and you taught me how to get hold of various clients from Total Jobs and certain
yes,
techniques,
yes,
and
very good,
which I actually use to this day.
very good. And winning major contracts, Roger, because how many contracts? No, don't mention names. How
Yeah,
many
yeah, no.
how many major contracts have you won, Roger?
Major housing association contracts,
Yes,
major engineering and construction clients as well.
yes,
We've got also at the moment for myself, major over sort of £25 million a year.
yes.
So my job is to do business development and then to obviously make the placements and assist with clients in getting their business in the right division.
Very good. And what's the benefit of having your own recruitment agency, Roger? I mean, it's fantastic those skills, and
It's
I will be talking to clients about utilizing those skills
yeah.
uh, going forward. But what's the benefit of you having your own home-based recruitment agency, Roger, as opposed to be working as a consultant for someone else's
You're your
agency?
own boss. I mean, at the moment, I actually, I mean, I can work during the week. I can work during the night. You can work on any time of on the day of the business. It's your business. It means you don't have to be under anyone. You're actually your own boss. You're able to make as much money as you possibly can with regards to, how much work you put in and how much work you get out. And I found that's the best thing. It's been a lifesaver for myself. I'm not going into a company and having to spend 40 hours a day, 40 hours a week in a company like this, a bit drab and dreary. I can come and go as I please. I can go and see clients as I please. And the world's my oyster at the moment, to be fair. I'm
Yeah,
making money and everything good at the moment, to be fair. So
yeah,
I've learned everything for myself, mainly, to be
yeah,
fair. But that's
yeah.
what helped me with regards to give me the confidence to own my own business, because I knew it would be successful with the information and the tools that I had to then go forward with that as well.
Yeah, very good. Are you working full time in the business, Roger? Are you working the business on a part-time basis?
I'm working business on a part-time basis at the moment. I'm also consistent with other companies as well with regards to I'll go and see the clients and find out the business and what industry they're into, and then what they would need to then sort of turn the business around. So,
Yes,
like I train a lot of Kickstarters, the young kids, how we
yes,
train them how to sort of become resources, how to become sort of junior consultants as well. So
yes,
I would show you how to pick up a requirement from a company, how to speak to various candidates in order to get the details from them, and how to headhunt, which is a lot of people don't really have the experience of headhunting.
yes,
It'll save them, routing through thousands and thousands of CVs, just going, getting through to the right candidate initially and headhunting.
yes. Very
So
good.
those are the sort of skills that I learned initially going forward.
Yeah, very good. And Roger, where we've got recruitment teams
Yeah.
in place. Now you've gone in with clients and you've helped them to win major
Major
contracts.
contracts, major engineering
Yes,
contracts, yep, and
yeah,
construction contracts. So
yeah,
whatever industry, because I know how to do, to put a tender together,
yes,
there's something that I actually like doing, going out and meeting a client and understanding the business and then driving it forward and then
yes.
obviously making as much money as possible.
Yeah, but very good. Some clients are looking for you to bring them in £50,000 in the first month. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And when we're saying to them, because
You
they're
just have
saying to
to
me a lot, because
be
I'm saying that Roger will
realistic.
help you. Yeah,
Be
but it's
realistic.
50. It's not 50 grand. But
No.
I was just thinking about one particular client. I was going to mention his name, but I won't. But the chap from Northern Ireland,
Oh
he
yes.
wanted you
Yeah.
to bring in 50 grand every single month from the first month.
In the
And I
first
said, look,
month. And
Roger's
it
good.
was,
Roger is
yeah.
good.
I was good, but not that good.
Yeah, it's a little bit unrealistic, but he wasn't having any of it. So
Yeah, so
you can make money, and even recently
yeah,
we've had a client whereby you brought him in 10 grand a month,
yeah,
and he was still not satisfied
yeah, yeah,
with that.
yeah.
And
That
so
was
there's sometimes a little bit of a, because if you're on a salary of 1,500 and
you
they
just have to
then
sit down with them and let them know.
yeah, they made 10,000. Sometimes they say to Roger, right, Roger, I want you to bring in 30,000. And of course, Roger, you've got to be thinking, if I'm with Joe's client,
Yeah.
helping Joe's client, bringing in 30,000, I could be doing that 30,000
For
with my
myself.
own recruiters agency. Is that
Exactly.
right? Is that right?
Exactly. And that's what I've always thought. And that was the reason why I actually started my own company up because working with other individuals, I saw the fees that they were earning. So I then decided to then set myself up in that same situation. So it was a
Yeah.
perfect win-win-win situation for me. So
Yeah.
that's why I stayed in the industry. And that's why sometimes it can get a little bit difficult, but you just have to stay by it and everything changes and you do make the money.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah. But with that client in Canary Wharf, no, the one we spoke about that got up to
well,
90,
the Indian, yeah,
9,
South
yeah,
African.
yeah, the South
Yeah.
African country. Yeah. How many staff did they have in the end, Roger, that you were managing?
I was managing about 5 staff there. Initially,
Yes.
it was just me and the manager, and there was
Yes.
another junior starter there. But because
Yes.
we sort of turned around in the first, say, 6 weeks, they then had an additional staff. I think they had another six starters there, go out and win the business and to obviously resource consultants for the business as well. So I was also responsible for recruiting the staff for the company as
Very
well.
good.
I
Very
think
good.
we had a very good relationship in the end
Yeah.
and that's what you decided that you just wanted me to be part of the organisation. You also
Yeah.
offered me sort of part shares in the organisation as well.
Yes.
You can get into a good opportunity and a good
Yeah.
organisation. So if you've got a good industry and everything's tight, I think there's a lot of money out there to be made. To be fair,
Yeah. Very good. And the other client in Orpington,
yeah.
with their business, because that closed down just
Unfortunately, that closed
pre-COVID.
down due to COVID, but we
Yeah.
had an excellent, there was an excellent business over in Orpington.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, due to COVID, we were running it for about probably nearly 3 years, and that
Yes.
was contract recruitment as well as permanent recruitment.
Yes.
We had 4 staff. Initially, it was just myself and another staff, but then we recruited another 4 staff, and we were recruiting construction workers. We're working with the local authorities, so we're doing a lot
Yes.
of contract recruitment as well
Yes.
as permanent recruitment, but mainly contractual with Matrix and Commensura. That was
Yeah.
working with all the local authorities,
Yes.
administrators, housing association, housing officers, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And,
Now
and
that
we,
you've mentioned Commensurate and Matrix,
yeah,
or just so again, everyone's scribbling down the names. We might have to edit this out. We might have to edit this out. So what is a Matrix contract? That's about 400 million on their. Well, I appreciate it was that you didn't win the contract for 4 million, 400 million, but the
yeah.
Matrix contract, that's to supply all the staff to the councils. Is that
That's
correct?
That's all the councils across the whole of the UK, and it's all
Yes.
temporary opportunities, not permanent opportunities. So
Yeah.
whether it be a rent arrears officer, housing officer, an
Yes.
administrator, or a town planner, we
Yes.
had large contracts with local authorities. What we would do, we would receive emails, probably about 25 emails per day,
Yes.
in full. So
Yeah.
it was a very fast turnaround. Very, very fast turnaround. Contractual recruitment is much faster than permanent recruitment. Permanent is
Yeah.
much more slower and slow paced. But contractual, you need someone in there like tomorrow. You have to get someone in there tomorrow. You have to, reference the candidate, send them across, and make sure that they're suitable. So it's very fast paced. So that was very good for winning instant business. With those types of contracts with the local authorities, because they're consistent and obviously it's profitable based, and the more placements they get, obviously the more money